Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Travel Seekers with TV's Dave Galvin. I'm Dave. Today, we're tackling a question that does confuse a lot of travelers. What is the actual difference between a 4-star resort and a 5-star resort? Because if you've ever searched for hotels online, you've probably noticed something strange. Everything seems to be 4 stars or 5 stars. But when you show up, the experience is totally different. So today, we're going to break it down. Not the marketing version, the real version. First, let's talk about something important. Star ratings are not universal. A 4-star hotel in one country is going to feel like a 3-star somewhere else. And sometimes a place calls itself 5 stars simply because it sounds fancy. But generally speaking, there are some real differences between 4-star and 5-star resorts. So let's start with the service because this is the biggest difference. At a 4-star resort, the service is usually very good. Staff is very professional, friendly, and helpful. If you need something, they'll get it for you. At a 5-star resort, the service moves into a different category. It becomes anticipatory service. That means the staff often knows what you need before you actually ask for it. For example, you're sitting by the pool and your drink is almost empty at a 4-star resort. Eventually, a server is going to come by and ask if you want another. At a 5-star resort, the drink often arrives before you even think about it. If you mention once that you like sparkling water, suddenly it starts appearing in your room every day. So that's your big difference. 5-star resorts focus on details most guests don't even notice. Okay, space and comfort. 4-star resorts usually have very nice rooms, comfortable beds, modern bathrooms, maybe a balcony with a view. 5-star resorts typically take things a little further. Rooms tend to be larger. Bathrooms may include soaking tubs, rain showers, and luxury toiletries. The linens are often higher quality, the mattresses are better, and the overall design is more refined. It's not just about looking nice, it's about feeling luxurious the moment you walk in. Now let's talk about food. At a 4-star resort, restaurants are usually good. You'll find solid menus, good service, and meals that most guests are going to enjoy. But 5-star resorts treat dining as a major part of the experience. You'll often find restaurants led by well-known chefs. The ingredients are higher quality. Presentation is more refined. Sometimes the restaurants at 5-star resorts could stand on their own as destination dining spots. Another difference is staff to guest ratio. 4-star resorts might have plenty of staff, but they're often busy managing large numbers of guests. 5-star resorts usually have more staff per guest, which allows them to provide more personalized service. This is why at luxury resorts, the staff often remembers your name, your preferences, and even small details about your stay. Another area where the difference becomes clear is privacy and atmosphere. 4-star resorts can sometimes feel busy. They're often larger properties with more guests. 5-star resorts tend to feel calmer, quieter, and more exclusive. Some luxury resorts limit the number of guests or spread accommodations out over a larger property so that everything feels a bit more relaxed. You might not notice this immediately, but after a day or two, it becomes kind of obvious. Now, amenities. 4-star resorts will have fun amenities, things like pools, spas, restaurants, fitness centers, maybe beach access if they're, close enough. 5-star resorts will take those same amenities and elevate them. The spa is larger, more luxurious. The pool service is more attentive. The beach club's going to offer private cabanas. A fitness center might offer personal trainers or specialty classes. The goal is to create an experience where every part of your stay feels special. But here's something interesting. Sometimes the difference between 4-star and 5 stars isn't that huge. In fact, many 4-star resorts can feel just as nice as 5-star properties. The difference often comes down to consistency and attention to detail. 5-star resorts aim for perfection in every interaction. From the moment you arrive until the moment you leave, the experience is carefully designed to feel seamless. And here's the honest truth most travelers won't hear. Not everybody is going to need a 5-star resort. 4-star resorts can be fantastic. They often offer incredible locations, great service, and excellent value. In many cases, travelers actually prefer them because they feel a bit more relaxed and less formal. 5-star resorts can sometimes feel very polished and occasionally a little intimidating. So the real question isn't whether 5 stars are better. The real question is what kind of experience you want. If you're looking for ultimate luxury, highly personalized service, and an atmosphere that feels exclusive, look, a 5-star resort is going to be incredible. But if you want a beautiful property, great amenities, and more relaxed vibe, a 4-star resort might be perfect. And sometimes the smartest move is finding a really great 4-star resort instead of paying double for a 5-star label. Because when it comes to travel, the goal isn't chasing the stars, it's about having a fantastic experience. Well, that's it for today's episode of Travel Secrets with TV's Dave Galvin. Look, if you enjoyed today's topic, make sure to subscribe and share the show with someone who loves to travel. And remember, the best trips aren't always the most expensive ones. They're the ones where the experience matches exactly what we're hoping for. All right, thanks for watching and listening. I'll see you next week.